Which developer task can AI, like GitHub Copilot, assist with? A. Writing documentation. B. Generating code snippets. C. Debugging code. D. All of the above. Correct answer, D. D. All of the above. AI tools like GitHub Copilot are beneficial for A. Reducing time spent on repetitive coding tasks. B. Replacing developers. C. Increasing coding errors. D. Making coding harder. Correct answer, A. A. Reducing time spent on repetitive coding tasks. How can AI assist in code reviews? A. By automatically accepting all code. B. By identifying potential issues and suggesting improvements. C. By ignoring the code. D. By replacing the reviewer. Correct answer, B. B. By identifying potential issues and suggesting improvements. Which of the following is a use case for AI in software development? A. Code generation. B. Test case creation. C. Code refactoring. D. All of the above. Correct answer, D. D. All of the above. AI can help developers by A. Writing entire applications without any input. B. Providing suggestions and automating repetitive tasks. C. Ignoring user input. D. Increasing the workload. Correct answer, B. B. Providing suggestions and automating repetitive tasks. What is an example of AI improving developer productivity? A. Writing boilerplate code automatically. B. Making developers write more code. C. Removing all comments. D. Ignoring best practices. Correct answer, A. A. Writing boilerplate code automatically. AI-driven code suggestions are useful for A. Experienced developers only. B. Both novice and experienced developers. C. Only for specific languages. D. Non-developers. Non-developers. Correct answer, B. B. Both novice and experienced developers. How can GitHub Copilot assist with testing? A. By generating test cases based on code. B. By ignoring tests. C. Code. B. C. By deleting existing tests. D. By writing incorrect tests. Correct answer, A. A. By generating test cases based on code. What is a benefit of using GitHub Copilot for writing tests? A. Increased test coverage. B. Decreased accuracy. C. Slower development process. D. Ignoring edge cases. Correct answer, A. A. Increased test coverage. GitHub Copilot can help in testing by A. Generating boilerplate test code. B. Ignoring test frameworks. C. Removing existing tests. D. Adding bugs to the code. Correct answer, A. What is a key aspect of privacy when using AI tools like GitHub Copilot? A. Sharing all code with third parties. B. Protecting user data and ensuring it is not misused. C. Ignoring user privacy. D. Storing data indefinitely. Correct answer, B. B. Protecting user data and ensuring it is not misused. Which company developed GitHub Copilot? A. Google. B. Amazon. C. Microsoft and OpenAI. D. Facebook. Correct answer, C. C. Microsoft and OpenAI. GitHub Copilot uses which AI model for code completion? A. GPT-2. B. Codex. C. Llama. D. BERT. Correct answer, B. B. Codex. Which programming languages does GitHub Copilot support? A. Only Python. B. Only JavaScript. C. Multiple programming languages. D. Only C++. Correct answer, C. C. Multiple programming languages. How does GitHub Copilot generate code suggestions? A. It randomly generates code. B. It analyzes context and comments in the editor. C. It copies code from GitHub repositories. D. It asks the user for code snippets. Correct answer, B. B. It analyzes context and comments in the editor. Which IDEs officially support Which IDEs officially support GitHub? Which IDEs officially support GitHub Copilot? A. Jupyter Notebook and RStudio. B. Visual Studio Code and JetBrains IDEs. C. Notepad++ and Eclipse. D. Only Sublime Text. Correct answer, B. B. Visual Studio Code and JetBrains IDEs. How can you activate GitHub Copilot in VS Code? A. Install an extension and sign in to GitHub. B. Run the command Copilot enable. C. Modify the settings.json file manually. D. Restart versus code 10 times. Correct answer, A. A. Install an extension and sign in to GitHub. What is the primary purpose of GitHub Copilot? A. To replace software developers. B. To assist in writing code efficiently. C. To provide version control. D. To automate code testing. Correct answer, B. B. To assist in writing code efficiently. How can you disable GitHub Copilot for a specific language? A. Remove GitHub Copilot from the marketplace. B. Modify the Copilot settings in VS Code. C. Run Copilot disable language in the terminal. D. It is not possible. Correct answer, B. B. Modify the Copilot settings in VS Code. Which subscription plans include access to GitHub Copilot? A. Free for all users. B. Only enterprise users. C. Paid subscriptions, Copilot Individual, Copilot Business. D. Only open source contributors. Correct answer, C. C. Paid subscriptions, Copilot Individual, Copilot Business. Can GitHub Copilot be used for writing unit tests? A. Yes, it can generate test cases based on function signatures. B. No, it only writes implementation code. C. Only for JavaScript and Python. D. No, it doesn't support testing frameworks. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, it can generate test cases based on function signatures. What is the key requirement for using GitHub Copilot? A. A GitHub Pro account. B. A GitHub account with a Copilot subscription. C. A Microsoft 365 subscription. D. A local AI model installation. Correct answer, B. B. A GitHub account with a Copilot subscription. Does GitHub Copilot work offline? A. Yes, if downloaded. B. No, it requires an internet connection. C. Only in Visual Studio. D. Yes, but with limited functionality. Correct answer, B. B. No, it requires an internet connection. How does GitHub Copilot handle security vulnerabilities? A. It automatically fixes all security issues. B. It warns users about common security risks. C. It does not check for vulnerabilities. D. It runs a security scanner on the code. Correct answer, B. B. It warns users about common security risks. What command is used to check GitHub Copilot settings in VS Code? A. Copilot config. B. Control plus Shift plus P, then search for GitHub Copilot. C. Copilot status. D. Settings Copilot. Correct answer, B. B. Control plus Shift plus P, then search for GitHub Copilot. What type of comments improve Copilot's code suggestions? A. Clear, descriptive comments explaining the function. B. Random words. C. Empty comments, //. D. Only multi-line comments. Correct answer, A. A. Clear, descriptive comments explaining the function. Can GitHub Copilot generate full classes and methods? A. Yes, based on context and comments. B. No, it only suggests small code snippets. C. Only for Python and JavaScript. D. Only if the user writes 50% of the code. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, based on context and comments. How does Copilot handle proprietary or confidential code? A. It stores all code on GitHub servers. B. It does not store or share user code. C. It automatically commits code to a public repo. D. It suggests code from other repositories. Correct answer, B. B. It does not store or share user code. How do you disable GitHub Copilot in VS Code? A. Uninstall the extension or disable it in settings. B. Log out of GitHub. C. Use Copilot disable command. D. Restart versus code 5 times. Correct answer, A. A. Uninstall the extension or disable it in settings. Can GitHub Copilot assist with documentation generation? A. Yes, it can generate doc strings and comments. B. No, it only writes code. C. Only for Java projects. D. Only in Visual Studio. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, it can generate doc strings and comments. Is Copilot available for open source contributors for free? A. Yes, under certain conditions. B. No, it requires payment for all users. C. Only for Microsoft employees. D. Only for GitHub Enterprise users. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, under certain conditions. How does Copilot learn new programming patterns? A. From publicly available code and documentation. B. By storing user data. C. By connecting to Stack Overflow. D. By executing AI training on a local machine. Correct answer, A. A. From publicly available code and documentation. What type of license applies to Copilot-generated code? A. Copilot does not apply a license to generated code. B. MIT license. C. Apache license. D. GNU General Public License. Correct answer, A. A. Copilot does not apply a license to generated code. What is GitHub Copilot Chat? A. An AI-powered chat for code assistance. B. A messaging service for GitHub users. C. A feature that allows team members to communicate. D. A chatbot for GitHub issues. Correct answer, A. A. An AI-powered chat for code assistance. Can Copilot help with debugging? A. Yes, it suggests fixes for common issues. B. No, it only writes new code. C. Only for JavaScript. D. Only in JetBrains IDEs. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, it suggests fixes for common issues. How does GitHub Copilot handle ethical coding? A. It avoids suggesting offensive or harmful code. B. It filters out all security vulnerabilities. C. It prevents all unethical uses of AI. D. It automatically reports bad code to GitHub. Correct answer, A. A. It avoids suggesting offensive or harmful code. What is the GitHub Copilot business plan? A. A plan for teams with admin controls and policy settings. B. A free plan for all users. C. A special plan for Microsoft developers only. D. A private beta program. Correct answer, A. A. A plan for teams with admin controls and policy settings. Can GitHub Copilot autocomplete SQL queries? A. Yes, if enough context is provided. B. No, it only works with Python. C. Only with JetBrains IDEs. D. No, it does not support databases. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, if enough context is provided. What does GitHub Copilot use to improve AI model performance? A. Machine learning from user interactions. B. Manual code reviews. C. Direct user feedback. D. Internet data mining. Correct answer, A. A. Machine learning from user interactions. Can you use GitHub Copilot for mobile app development? A. Yes, for iOS and Android development. B. No, it does not support mobile apps. C. Only for Android apps. D. Only in Xcode. Correct answer, A. A. Yes, for iOS and Android development. How do you report an issue with Copilot suggestions? A. Use the report option in the extension. B. Contact Microsoft support. C. Disable Copilot. D. There is no way to report issues. Correct answer, A. A. Use the report option in the extension. Can Copilot integrate with GitHub Actions? A. No, it does not support CI/CD. B. Yes, it can help write GitHub Actions workflows. C. Only for Python projects. D. Only in the GitHub Enterprise Plan. Correct answer, B. B. Yes, it can help write GitHub Actions workflows. What is the difference between Copilot and Copilot Chat? A. Copilot provides inline code suggestions. Copilot Chat offers interactive assistance. B. They are the same. C. Copilot only works for JavaScript. D. Copilot Chat is only available in VS Code. Correct answer, A. A. Copilot provides inline code suggestions. Copilot Chat offers interactive assistance. Can GitHub Copilot generate entire applications? A. No, but it can assist in writing major parts of an app. B. Yes, it builds applications automatically. C. Only for Python scripts. D. No, it only writes single lines of code. Correct answer, A. A. No, but it can assist in writing major parts of an app. You are working on a JavaScript project and want to generate a function that adds two numbers using GitHub Copilot. Which of the following is the most effective prompt to provide clear context and yield the desired result? A. Create a function. B. Write a function that calculates the sum of two numbers in Python. C. Sum two numbers. D. Write a JavaScript function named add that takes two parameters, adds them, and returns the sum. Correct answer, D. Write a JavaScript function named add that takes two parameters, adds them, and returns the sum. You are working on a small web application with a user model that contains the following method: class user, def ___ init ___, self, username, age. Self.username equals username. Self.age equals age. Def is _adult. Self, return self.age greater than or equal to 18. You want to use GitHub Copilot to generate boilerplate integration tests to verify that the is_adult method works correctly when integrated with other parts of the web application, such as a view that restricts certain content to adults. What is the best strategy to generate these integration tests using GitHub Copilot? A. Ask Copilot to generate unit tests for the is_adult method, assuming it will be sufficient to verify the method without integration testing. B. Instruct Copilot to generate a test for is_adult alone and verify its output for users over 18. C. Use Copilot to generate an integration test that verifies how the is_adult method behaves within a complete workflow, such as attempting to access restricted content based on the user's age. D. Instruct Copilot to focus only on testing the function without considering how it interacts with other system components. Correct answer, A. A. Ask Copilot to generate unit tests for the is_adult method, assuming it will be sufficient to verify the method without integration testing. You are a software engineer using GitHub Copilot to help generate code for a new data processing feature. The project requires handling sensitive user data, including personally identifiable information, PII. Copilot suggests a code snippet that performs data validation, but you are unsure about its handling of sensitive data. What is the most responsible action you should take to ensure compliance with ethical AI usage and data privacy regulations? A. Analyze the code generated by Copilot to ensure that it follows best practices for handling PII, such as data encryption and anonymization, before implementing it. B. Test the code for security flaws using an automated tool, without reviewing it manually, since automated tools can detect any issues related to sensitive data. C. Assume that since Copilot suggested the code, it has already undergone internal review for regulatory compliance, and you can focus on other project areas. D. Immediately implement the Copilot suggested code snippet, as AI models are designed to follow best practices. Correct answer, A. A. Analyze the code generated by Copilot to ensure that it follows best practices for handling PII, such as data encryption and anonymization, before implementing it. When using GitHub Copilot Chat, which of the following /commands can be used to ask for additional information or clarification about an unfamiliar function in the code? A. /define. B. /clarify function. C. /debug. D. /trace. Correct answer, A. A. /define. You are tasked with implementing GitHub Copilot in your organization for developers to generate code. Your team is concerned about the ethical implications of using AI in code generation, particularly around bias and unintended consequences in the output. What steps should you take to ensure that GitHub Copilot is used responsibly? A. Allow Copilot to generate any code automatically, assuming that the AI system has already been trained to be free of bias. B. Regularly review the AI-generated code for potential biases and ensure that sensitive data, such as gender, race, or age, is not being unnecessarily handled by the AI suggestions. C. Rely on user feedback alone to correct any issues with the AI suggestions and handle bias as it arises through manual reporting. D. Ensure that Copilot's suggestions are accepted without modification, as they have been optimized for efficiency and accuracy. Correct answer, B. B. Regularly review the AI-generated code for potential biases and ensure that sensitive data, such as gender, race, or age, is not being unnecessarily handled by the AI suggestions. You are using GitHub Copilot to help with a mathematical algorithm that requires precise calculations. While Copilot is excellent at generating code snippets, you're curious about its ability to provide reasoning and perform precise calculations. Which of the following best describes GitHub Copilot's capabilities and limitations in this scenario? A. GitHub Copilot can perform complex calculations accurately by leveraging its deep learning model, which is optimized for mathematical computations. B. GitHub Copilot can process and reason through mathematical proofs, ensuring that the code generated is logically sound and mathematically correct. C. GitHub Copilot can generate code for calculations, but it relies on the logic you provide in the prompt and does not inherently understand or guarantee the accuracy of the calculations. D. GitHub Copilot is specifically designed to handle mathematical reasoning and calculations and can replace tools like Wolfram Alpha or scientific calculators. Correct answer, C. C. GitHub Copilot can generate code for calculations, but it relies on the logic you provide in the prompt and does not inherently understand or guarantee the accuracy of the calculations.